Oscar Duarte beats Kenneth Sims Jr. via majority decision. Oscar Duarte wins the fight. Rightful winner, convincing winner in a close fight, competitive fight, and a good fight. But yeah, Oscar Duarte won the fight. One of the judges had it a draw, 114-114. I don't know how. You can't really make a case for anything other than an Oscar Duarte win. I personally scored it 116-112 Oscar Duarte. I mean, again, Sims was good in the fight. Sims Jr., he gave it a good effort, 100%. I thought he got his game plan spot on, but it just wasn't enough. It's just one of those days where both fighters turned up, both fighters were game, both fighters were very good. The better man just won, and Oscar Duarte just did that bit more in that fight. Oscar Duarte just did more. Oscar Duarte put his combinations together, and Oscar Duarte was constantly on Sims Jr. The forward pressure, he applied it very, very, very well. Put his combos together nicely. He didn't stay out of Sims Jr.'s face, to be honest with you. Sims Jr. was good behind his jab. I feel like he was able to, bring that backhand behind it well. Level changes were decent. But speaking of level changes, though, they were mostly there from Oscar Duarte, looking very, very, very good. Jab to the body, overhand over the top. Backhand to the body, lead hook. He was very good at being able to mix it up, Oscar Duarte, and being as confusing as possible. He was very difficult for Sims Jr. to read tonight, to be honest with you. It's very difficult for him to read. And I think for Oscar Duarte, his power was just too much for Sims Jr. as well. He was just able to push Sims Jr. back throughout the fight and really make him struggle. And it was those thumping body shots to the liver, which was able to take it out of Sims quite a lot. And Sims Jr. was backed up onto the ropes a lot tonight. And it's because of how strong Oscar Duarte was. And, I feel like he looked naturally like the bigger guy in there as well, to be fair. But again, I do like how, Sims throws his jab. He's got some good, he's very good and fluid throwing his jab, to be fair, especially upstairs. He's got a very good jab upstairs. And Oscar Duarte, it caused him problems at times. And I feel like Sims Jr.'s counters off of the back foot were good at times as well, though, to be honest. That's when he was getting his success, where he was catching that lead hand, countering over the top, pulling back with that backhand, while, a good pull counter that we were seeing from Sims Jr. We saw a good few of them in that fight, to be fair. But from Oscar Duarte, he just comes forward and just beats you down and puts his shots together well. And he's just got that power. It's not really massive one-punch knockout power, but it's that power that just makes you think every single time. I can't afford to make that mistake again. And he's just so good at being able to set traps and just lure you in at times, to be honest with you. He's just got such a great inside game, Oscar Duarte. He's got a very good inside game. He's deadly on the inside. And Sims Jr. was able to keep him at range at times today and get some success of his own. And when Sims Jr. was countering, when he was able to, he was looking really good. But eventually, Oscar Duarte was able to adjust here and there. But again, Sims was able to set some good traps to make Duarte throw into his traps, and for Duarte and for Sims to be able to counter Duarte with something. It was a good fight, and I knew that, these styles would match up. I made a short on it earlier on in the week. I said in my prediction video earlier on in the week that these styles would match up really well, and they did. It was a great stylistic fight where you had two different styles going at it. And yeah, it was unpredictable at times. I mean, it looked like Sims was able to pull something back here and there. But to be fair, I thought Duarte was always in front. In the fight. But Sims was always able to show some real good growth. And I have it controversial because I actually gave the first 4 rounds to Oscar Duarte. I saw some people on Twitter had it like 2-2 at times. I thought Duarte took those first 4 rounds. I just feel like the power was getting to Sims a lot. And Duarte was able to back him up, and Duarte was just more convincing because he was throwing combinations. It was just more single work from Sims, and I feel like Sims showed some very good straights throughout the fight, though. They were effective, especially when he's able to get his counters through and try and snap the head back at Duarte. He was effective, and that's what we saw in the fifth round. To be fair, from Sims, he was countering more. He was able to get his straight shots really going and connecting flush on Oscar Duarte. I was mixing in some decent level changes here and there. I thought round 5 was a fantastic round for Sims Jr. And I also gave that 6th round to Sims Jr. as well. Again, looking good. Again, it was a competitive round. Duarte came forward landing some real thumping shots on the ropes. He's very quick landing those hooks. But then, Sims could come through with some counters or land a good some straights down the pipe, which would get to Duarte and then come back with his jab. Duarte didn't really have much of a jab in that fight at all, to be fair. Sims Jr.'s jab was very good. Round 7 I gave to Oscar Duarte. Again, came forward, landing some good shots. He's always throwing in combinations, Duarte. He doesn't really throw loads of single shots. And again, throwing all those combinations, Oscar Duarte, he's always so confusing with it. And there's always a good level change in there as well. He's such a nightmare, to be honest with you. Then I thought round 8 and 9 both went to Sims Jr. Again, straight shots were looking good. The jab to the body was looking good from Sims Jr. Brought some hope. And then I thought all the last 3 rounds went to Oscar Duarte. He was just very convincing in those last 3 rounds. Duarte really putting it on Sims Jr. Got him on the ropes, and you could bloody hear the shots. Brutal shots that Oscar Duarte was able to get through. And the fight was just mostly often at mid-range or just at very close range. And Sims Jr. had to adapt and had to deal with it. And, he's able to get the jab going a lot on the back foot, Sims Jr., and try and get his straights going. But again, he wasn't really fully used to that pressure that Oscar Duarte was bringing him in that fight. He wasn't used to that. He's just relentless, Oscar Duarte. Fantastic. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up here. Good performance from both. Thanks for watching.